On this episode of SmackDown, we saw a funny unscripted moment, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre trying to coexist. I don't think that ever happened before. Natalya dressed as Ronda, and Xavier Woods lying. Xavier Woods said that he doesn't engage in a rematch after rematch after rematch after rematch after rematch after rematch. You get the point. Everyone is pointing fingers at Ezekiel, saying that he's lying, while we have an actual liar on SmackDown. Welcome back to another episode of Greatness of SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. Now, normally, I'm not a big fan of SmackDown lately because everything feels like a filler. This show wasn't necessarily an exception, and I know this whole can they coexist thing is getting really old. I kinda liked it though. Seeing Drew McIntyre and Sheamus working together was kinda bizarre. And I know this ain't gonna happen, but I wouldn't even mind seeing them as tag team champions. They just prove that not only they have a lot of chemistry working against each other, they have a lot of chemistry as a team as well. They even improvise, which was kinda funny. More on that in a second. The show kicked off with the Scottish warrior Drew McIntyre. McIntyre says when he got drafted to SmackDown, he was willing to start from the bottom, but no matter how many wins he stacks up, Roman Reigns continues to duck him. To be fair, Drew, he's not necessarily ducking you. He's ducking work. McIntyre says it's time to force his hand by winning Money in the Bank. He does mention how Brock Lesnar just showed up and got a championship match. That's fine, it's just Brock way. Okay, don't go there. Brock Lesnar deserved the championship opportunity just because he's Brock Lesnar. He doesn't have time to qualify. Sheamus interrupts with Ridge Holland and Butch, and Sheamus agrees that it's a perfect time to cash in immediately after the SummerSlam's main event. He also mentioned how back in the day he cashed on Roman Reigns to win the WWE Championship, and he's gonna do it again. Then we see Paul Heyman and Adam Pearce, and Paul Heyman says, "I will assure that this is not gonna happen. Roman Reigns will be vulnerable after Last Man Standing against Lesnar." Okay, I need to drop this. So he made sure it's not gonna happen. Adam Pearce announces that Drew McIntyre and Sheamus are out of the Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't know what to say. Adam's balls are shrinking. Adam is allowing people to step on his toes. First it was Max Dupree, and now it's Paul Heyman. I'm honestly shocked. The balls are long gone. But you still have a chance if you can coexist in tonight's main event against the Usos. So if they win, they will be back in a match, which did make things very predictable. But since Roman Reigns is not on the show, we don't have anything interesting going on. I kinda liked it. I think it was pretty entertaining. I also appreciate how Sheamus feels a lot more important now. Like, I remember Sheamus as one of the biggest faces of the WWE. And over the years, he just kinda lost a lot of momentum, so seeing him being treated like a big deal is really refreshing. Then we saw Shinsuke Nakamura in the ring, and Sami Zayn says it will be a great night for the bloodline. He'll beat Nakamura and win the Money in the Bank match. Kayla insinuated that Sami Zayn is going to try to cash in on Roman Reigns. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm here to protect Roman. Sami would never. He would never betray family. So then we saw a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So this was a pretty interesting match, and it kind of made me realize how good the Money in the Bank ladder match actually looks. So the match was really entertaining. I always appreciate Sami Zayn wrestling in Bloodline's shirt. Honorary member? I don't think so. Head of the table? Perhaps. The finish was really good. Shinsuke Nakamura gets back into the ring, goes straight into the corner, and Sami Zayn greets him with a Helluva kick. So Sami Zayn qualifies. He's in the Money in the Bank ladder match. As much as I hate the fact that we don't have Cody, this year's Money in the Bank match is really unpredictable. And just because of this. And it's crazy because I don't see anyone actually cashing in on Roman, so Sami actually has a chance. Then we saw the New Day, and we were supposed to get another tag team rematch, but just like Xavier Woods said, he doesn't engage in rematches, which is absolutely ridiculous. Instead, he made Shanky dance. Obviously, Jinder Mahal doesn't appreciate it, but Shanky stood up for himself. Let me dance. It's Big Coco Jumbo party, ladies and gentlemen. Then we started hearing horns. Basically, we got the Viking Raiders who just made their debut. Yes. It's crazy how they were on SmackDown for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, disappeared for a few weeks, came back, and now it's supposed to be this big deal. So yeah, they destroyed the New Day and Shanky. And to be fair, I do kinda like it. I mean, they're heels now, so maybe it's gonna work. We'll see. Adam Pearce took a picture of his balls. He was surprised. They're not that big anymore. Sonya Deville walks in, and she has a problem with Adam's booking. What are you doing with the women's division? Why am I not getting any match? She started disrespecting Adam Pearce. She says your in-ring career was a failure. Do you guys feel that? The balls are growing back. He put Sonya Deville in a handicap match. That's how you manage Adam Pearce. Don't let anyone step on your toes. Sonya Deville actually made her entrance with Xia Li and Shayna Baszler. So during this match we did see a few interferences, but after all, this is a handicap match, so none of it actually helped. The finish was pretty cool. Lacey Evans tags herself in, and Raquel Rodriguez Irish whipped Sonya Deville into the women's right. They won the match, and after the match we got a brawl. The babyfaces stood on top. We saw the Street Profits walking around backstage. Brothers are having some fun. Drew Gulak is training, and they told a joke to Madcap Moss that he didn't find funny. Telling a joke to a comedian may not be the best idea. Then we saw Natalya pushing a baby stroller dressed up as Ronda Rousey. It's one of these segments where I don't know whether it was good or bad. I hated it, but maybe that was the point. She was talking as Ronda Rousey, claiming that the sharpshooter is a better finisher. Ronda Rousey should just hand over her title, retire, and push her stroller into the sunset. She's the saddest woman on the planet. Ooh, she didn't say that. Ooh, baddest woman on the planet? Saddest woman on the planet. Ronda says the closest you'll ever get to being a main attraction is dressing up like me. And then we saw a weird ass brawl where they used the stroller and yeah, I gotta give some credit, this was somewhat creative, but the thing is, I think it's literally impossible to get fans excited about Natalya versus Ronda Rousey. I'm sure the match is gonna be good, you know, Natalya is a phenomenal wrestler, but I just don't see how could this be interesting at all. We saw a backstage interview with Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. I'm gonna win the Money in the Bank contract and become the new WWE Universal Champion. Sheamus left and Drew McIntyre was like,
"It's WWE, by the way."
I'm sure that wasn't scripted, right? He just heard Sheamus saying, "WWE, what a stupid Irishman."
It's WWE, by the way.
Also, a random memory that just stuck with me for the past 15 years probably is Sheamus always saying, "I'm your WWE champion." I don't know why, I just always found that hilarious. I have a weird accent too, so maybe I just find it relatable. Then it was time for Gunther versus Ricochet for the Intercontinental Championship. Another interesting match. I've realized how much I love people with different styles working. Two very different men, but so fun to watch. Now, of course, Gunther retains the Intercontinental Championship, and man, he's making the championship look important. When was the last time we looked at the Intercontinental Championship and felt like it means anything? I mean, The Miz made it look important. Sami Zayn didn't necessarily make the championship look important, but he made it entertaining, I guess. This is a real man right here. Kayla was about to interview Paul Heyman, but Sami Zayn interrupts. She tried to put words into my mouth. She said that I will cash in on Roman Reigns, and that would never happen. I would never cash in on Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman is smiling. Wise man. The honorary Usos would never cash in on Roman Reigns. I'd cash in on Brock Lesnar. And Paul Heyman is no longer pleased. So yeah, Sami Zayn does want the championship. I'm sorry, Money in the Bank qualifying match. Tamina versus Shotzi, which was actually a pretty short match in which Shotzi won and qualified. Max Dupree presents his brand new Maximum Male models. We saw the spotlight and we cut to backstage. Max Dupree is not happy. Last time it was the lighting, and now the dressing room was not up to his standard. The temperature in the room wasn't right, nor was the bottled water in the mini fridge. We'll try again next week. I kinda like this, you know, on one hand, obviously I wanna see these guys already. what is happening with this? And WWE are teasing it every week, and then we have to wait one more week to see what is gonna happen. Nothing happens. It's basically Veer Mahan is coming soon, and WWE probably saw that it's working. Let's do that again. And to be fair, now I want to see maximum male models more than ever. Not in the way you think. Pat McAfee stands up and calls out Baron Corbin. He called him bum-ass Corbin, and basically got a passionate promo on how happy Corbin said that Pat McAfee is gonna wish he was dead, but being on commentary, being in front of millions, is making him feel alive. Then he challenges Baron Corbin to a match at SummerSlam and says that after I beat this bum ass, I'm gonna feel more alive. So just like I predicted in my previous video, this is official, and I'm happy with it. You know, Pat McAfee makes everything look special, and that's because he doesn't wrestle often. Every time we see this guy in the ring, it feels like it's a special occasion. I like that. And then we saw the tag team match between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus the Usos. If they win, they will be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So as expected, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre found it hard to coexist. The Street Profits were watching this match, and this was actually pretty entertaining. We saw quite a few interesting moments. Butch came back and accidentally distracted the referee, so Sami Zayn came out and tried to attack Drew McIntyre with a haluva kick, but got greeted by Montez Ford. The Usos and the Street Profits started arguing, and we got a big jump by Drew McIntyre. Drew puts his focus on Jey Uso. Jey turns around and got bro kicked. Drew was looking for a Claymore, got super kicked, but still managed to pull this off. Claymore, Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are in the Money in the Bank ladder match with Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, and Omos. We didn't get a brawl after this, they were just happy to be in the match. So yeah, this was an okay episode of SmackDown. You know, yes, it does feel like a filler. I always compare SmackDown to what we saw in 2016, where every show was must watch because you're gonna miss something special. You're gonna miss at least one great promo, and that's not the case anymore. So when you compare these shows to what we used to get, obviously it feels like a filler. That's why I'm always calling SmackDown a filler, because we don't get anything that important. But yeah, this was still kinda enjoyable. Money in the Bank is looking good. It's really unpredictable. I don't see anyone cashing in on Roman Reigns. I don't think I even want that. I want Cody to take the championship from Roman Reigns. But anyway, people, thank you for watching this video. The great one, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.